Hi everyone, it's Wendy again. Alright, this one I'm not as far behind on. This is the Annie's Creative Woman Club. I have the July and August one. I believe it's August. Must be, yeah. July and August kits here. So we're going to open them up and see what they sent. We're going to start with July. I like these ones because all I got to do is pull. Though I don't always pull right. That's where scissors come in handy. Alright, so let's see what's in here. Ooh. Okay, let's see. This is special offers. Okay, so these are coupons. Let's see if they give a code. Nope, nothing good. All right. As I'm trying to teach my husband. So let's see what's in here. Oh, flower market magnets. So you're making magnets. Oh, cool. Okay. This is something I probably will do. So here we go. So you're going to sand the blocks. So you got all these blocks to do. Looks like, ooh, there's quite a few in here. I promise I'll put it all back. Alright. Now this is not heavy wood. It feels heavy because they're all stacked up. But you got 3, 6, 9. So you can actually make 9 magnets out of this pack, which is not bad. And it can kind of give you some inspiration for other magnets to make. It also gives you the paintbrush, gives you the paint. You have a white paint to put down, and you also have a clear. You apply the clear. Okay, so the clear itself is actually the sealer for the magnets. So you paint it with the white, attach it with the clear. I wonder where they get that clear from. Alright, so we got that. We've got, my phone's being annoying. We got sandpaper. We've got magnets, and they're heavy magnets. I wonder. The thing is, when a lot of people do magnets, it's sometimes hard to get the magnets to stick to whatever because they don't use the right weight of a magnet. Now these ones are the flexible kind. Got my little IKEA thing over here, and they're sticking quite well. So they probably got some really good ones in here. You got, of course, 9 magnets, and then you have your rub-ons. So you paint them and then you do the rub-ons, which is a very easy way to do magnets on wood. I really wouldn't, well, you could do rub-ons on ceramic tiles and things like that, but you also need to seal them as well. Actually, I'm not even going to take these out because you can see them. You have home, enjoy the little things, choose happy, the earth laughs and flowers, plant dreams and grow a happy life. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Life is beautiful. Begin each new day with a grateful heart. Collect moments, not things. The world needs who you were made to be. The big thing with doing rub-ons is you need to make sure, first off, it's aligned correctly. Second off, that you have the right side down. Yes, I've made that mistake once. The other thing is that you rub hard and make sure it all comes off. And one of the best ways to do it is when you're rubbing and you rub and you think you gotta, don't lift the whole thing off at once. Lift off a corner, say, okay, that part is okay. Let's go down a little more. Whoops, that one, I see where it's not. Then you push it back up and you rub some more. Then you pull it back down. Okay, I got it. It looks good. Okay. You don't just whip it off at once. Because you never get it put back in the right spot. If you miss a spot, if part of the rub-on didn't come on, you're never going to line it back up right if you just rip it off. So whenever you're doing rub-ons, a big tip is just to peel it back slowly and check to make sure that everything has been transferred before you remove the transfer paper itself, the backing, transfer backing. Now I'm going to seal this up so I don't lose anything. Oh, that's empty. Okay. This is packaging tape. So I'm just going to seal this up so I don't lose anything out of it. Wish I would put it in a Ziploc. That would have made it so much easier. Whoops, I forgot that. Oh well. I can do it. See, I forgot something. I'll put this back in there. So everything's together. I think this is one kit I will do. I've been thinking about some of the kits. There's some that, well, they're interesting. I just not too interested in them, so I may do a drawing of those kits. We'll see. So that was the July one from Ames. Alright, let's see what's in the big package. It's lightweight. Okay. Yeah, this one does have a little rip thing. I don't know, is anyone ever able to do that all the way down? Okay. So let's see what's in here. Oh, yay. Okay. Oh, this is one I'm going to keep. Haha. I love stitching. I love needle crafts, paper crafts. So let's see what we got in here. No, I don't want a penis. The Zinger chair. I've actually seen that. I might keep that in case I need it for my husband. Just kidding. Okay, so nothing in there. See, that can all go right into the garbage. Ooh, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Gotta take it out of the package. I really wish they would use Ziploc bags. Though I do have a collection of 2.5 gallon Ziploc bags. Alright. So you can see it clearly. This is what it is. And inside this kit, you have 2 wooden embroidery hoops. Now, they may not give you this little tip, but when you're using these embroidery hoops, the best thing to do is unscrew them all the way. Well, not all the way, but so that the inner one kind of falls out. And then once you have your piece in there and you tighten it back up, you can sometimes find little nuts that will fit these screws. If you go to your local hardware store with the screw, just make sure you don't lose it. You may be able to find a nut to use on it, which will help because that way it's less likely to come out. Another thing that I've heard some people do is they put glue, like Gorilla Glue, on the screw once it's tight, you know, because when you put fabric in here, especially with what you're going to do with it, you want that fabric to be drum tight. And by drum tight, I mean when you put it in there and you tap it, it sounds like a drum. So you want it to be drum tight. All right, so you got the 2 hoops. You've got plenty of felt. You've got your 2 pieces for the backing of both. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 pieces of other felt. Now the large pieces look to be 12 by 12. Yeah. The smaller pieces are probably 9 by 12s. And there is one green in here which you use to make your leaf with. You also you make your flowers out of all the other there. They talk about how to make your flowers. Now, they talk about how to get this hello onto the background. They say to lay the hello on the felt, and with a pen, trace over the letters to create an impression in the pattern. Now you flip it over and you trace that impression with chalk. Then you turn it and arrange and put it once this is in the hoop. Though you could put it in the hoop, center it, mark it, take it out of the hoop if you feel more comfortable working with it that way. And you're going to rub the pattern. Now you may need to go over the transfer on the felt with chalk in order to get the hello. Another option is they do make transfer ink pens, whereby you would do it the way they said, which would make the indentation on this side, and then you can go over it with the transfer pencils or whatever you want to call them. They have pencils that are chalk pencils. I believe they're in the quilting and sewing section, and you can use those if you want to use that. And you put that down, and then once that's done, you use 3 strands and you do a back stitch for the smaller one. As you can see, they just did a running stitch basically for this outline here. Oh, you can't see. Okay. See how they have the, that's a running stitch. Now on the hello, they did a back stitch. Now you can do a back stitch or you can do a stem stitch. It's up to you. If you've never embroidered before, this is a great little project to do because you get to realize how to do the running stitch. Now, if you want a more filled in line here rather than just, you know, that, once you do the first round, you just turn around and fill in the others. You can do that and it'll fill everything in. Now, the back stitch, it's not that hard to do. They have a nice guide here on how to do the back stitch. There's tons of videos out there. Like I said, you can do the back stitch, or you may want to consider using a stem stitch. You will knot this simply because when you, on embroidery you do use knots. On cross stitch you don't, unless you're doing French knots. Okay, then they talk about how to cut the leaves, how to do the different flowers like the mum, a rosette. They talk about a wavy rosette, how to cut them, and basically you're hand cutting these, so every one of them is going to be different. And they give you the thread to sew the flowers to the fabric, I think. Glue or stitch in place, yep. And they give you the floss for doing the embroidery. They also give you the needle. I hope it's a pointy one. Looks like a large-eyed sharp. Now the reason why I say this is because you use different needles for different techniques in sewing. When you're cross-stitching, you like to use a cross-stitching needle, or one they call, here I've got a little container of needles. There we are. Oops. There it is. I took and I found this, and this is Dritz, and they do the craft needles. They have all the different ones you need. For embroidery, you do need what they call a sharp tip needle because you're poking through the fabric, and this is felt. It can be hard to poke through. For cross stitching, you use a more blunt needle, and you know they have different needles for different things. They've got tapestry needles. That's what I'm thinking for cross stitch. You use tapestry needles. I'm just going to see if this is a sharp. I hope it's not a tapestry because that would make it hard to do. Well, it is kind of a sharp. It's an embroidery needle. Real sharps are for hand sewing, like when you're sewing a button on or something. This is more along the lines of an embroidery needle, which has kind of a sharp point, but not a too sharp of a point. And if you want to test to make sure it will go through your fabric, the best way to do it is to take a piece of the fabric you're going to use and poke the needle through. Now I felt no resistance, so this is a good needle for this. If you felt resistance like you would with a tapestry needle, well, of course this is felt too, so it's kind of loosely woven, then you know that's not a good needle to use. Of course, if you poke it through and you poke your finger and it starts bleeding, you know you got a sharp. But this looks like a great little project to do. And let me let you in on something. If you have a Cricut, guess what? You can cut these fabric you cut these fabric flowers out very easily with the Cricut. Especially the scallop rosette and the regular rosette. Just make sure you use the right what do I want to call it? The right mat. You need a fabric mat to do it. And then, but this, I like this project. And seeing as how I can't tape up the top, I'm going to put it back in here. So that was the July and August Annie's Creative Woman Kit of the Month. Those are two very nice kits. And well worth the price. I'm going to tell you how much each one was. So you don't see my address. Let's see. Okay, the floral hoop art with shipping, sales tax was $28.31. So under $30 for that kit. And actually it is quite worth it. I think. And the nice thing is you have the option of saying, no, I don't want that kit this month, or you can send it back, I believe. I'll have to read up on that. And the other kit, which was the Flower Market Magnets, was also $28.31. So their kits are running under $30. Which was one reason why I chose them, was because they weren't expensive. And believe me, I've looked at some kits and they're 60, 70, 100 and some bucks. I'm thinking of trying one of the ones that are more priced, but I'll have to save up for that. So tell me what you think of the Annie's kits. We have the magnets, and then we have the hoop art. I call it hoop art, with rolled flowers and felt. So I'll see you on the next one.